And now there's two, me and Jason.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, the commercial.
There's a commercial. We don't have commercials. Okay. We'll give a few people a chance. I don't know if, for one thing, we haven't done a live in a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first live we decided to do is on Super Bowl Sunday. But that's
We'll
okay.
have magic numbers. Huh?
Yeah, it's a test. Oh, we have 5 though. 5 people are here.
Only one I know that's in here is me and Jason.
So it says 5 up there.
I know, but hi, Jason.
Yeah, let us know who's here.
Lunch buddy.
Terry Burns is here.
Hey, Terry.
Wow, we're up to 10. See, there are some people not
Terry
watching.
And
Super Bowl.
Barry. Terry Barry.
Barry Pierce. We didn't see you, Barry. I thought we'd see you over there in Quartzsite. We actually went to the Walmart
Looked for you
in Lake Havasu, and I was looking for you in there.
I saw you the last time.
I said if we're going to run into anybody in Lake Havasu, it'd be Barry, but it didn't quite happen. Well, we'll give it a few more minutes here. I guess I don't even know what's going on with the football game. I know it's the 49ers and the
Glenn
Chiefs.
Graham. Hey, Tyler Johnson.
Cool. Next time. Yeah, still growing here.
There's 4 more that haven't said hello, but I'm glad you're watching.
Yeah.
I've not seen Glenn Graham before. Have we?
I don't know.
Welcome, one and all, new and old.
Yeah, glad you're here.
How's the Cookie Monster doing?
He said no. He doesn't. He hasn't realized he's eaten all day long.
He forgot he had dinner. Oh wait, or either that or he's wanting cookies.
Yeah, something.
You want to come here?
So anyway, for people that have wondered where we were at, I think most people knew we were going to Quartzsite. We were there, and on an overall thing, I think that we did a really decent job in the tent. We were there to inform people about Guard One service, gate guarding, and we talked to a lot of awesome people. Had a great time there. Really enjoyed it. A lot of good conversation. We had some campfires and
those were fun.
Stuff like that, and we just pretty much had it was a working vacation type thing. It's kind of a little vacation, but mostly it's working and talking to people.
Old friends, made a lot of new friends.
Yeah, and I mean we as soon as we got there, we were talking to people about Guard One. So I don't know if any of you are here and you're looking for more information on it. Be happy to share it with you. I think if you came up to us at the tent, I'd like to know that too. If any of you that are on here, we're not going to have a big crowd tonight. I didn't expect it, but
hey, Amanda.
Amanda's here, Barry's here, Jason's here.
Hey,
Harvey
Scott.
Bandwagon, glad to see you made it back. We had a heck of a time getting in there, though. We actually had our left rear brake lock up, and the brake drum got up to over 500 degrees, and it was smoking pretty hard. And
literally,
we thought we were going to burn the motorhome down for a while, but I got under there and I had to release the canister, and it seemed to be all right. We made it to Quartzsite with 3 brakes.
So when we pulled into the camp spot we were in and tried to set up, that was kind of Bill's major focus.
Yeah.
You know.
So and I had called a buddy of mine, Ernie, and he came with some brake canisters. John Combs is here. Howdy,
hey,
John.
Johnny.
And
hi, Patty.
I put a new set of canisters on it, and on our motorhome, there's backing plates on the air brakes. Phil Presnell's here.
Hey, Phil.
And so I went under there a couple of days later and pulled those dust covers off. to adjust the brakes and stuff. And when I got underneath there, I looked, and man, the brakes were like, I mean, they were on the side that had gotten real hot. They were paper thin. So I talked to my buddy Ernie again. He had come out, kind of, his hand was injured, so he couldn't help me, but he kind of stood there and coached me through it. And I got everything changed. We got everything all set up real good. And then I called him about the brakes, and he said, "Well, let me see what I could do." And he called me back, and he had his shop mechanic um, put new brake drums, new brake shoes, and it actually been a spring. One of the return springs on the brakes had broken, and that's why the brake shoes were. It was getting so. It's probably been like that for a while. We're just lucky we didn't have any serious problems. Anyway, now we got brakes, and I got a list of things to work on again. So it seems
Always
like every
never
time
ends.
this thing is getting to the point where every time we drive it, I'm having to do a bunch of repair work. But I'd hate to be spending $1,200 or $1,500 a month on a payment and then still having problems. So the problems that we are having, I think I'll be able to handle. Right now, I got a little oil leak, and I got the stairs aren't working. I got a little electrical stuff I got
They
to work
work
on.
when they want.
I'm going to fix that. I'm either going to do one of two things. I'm going to either put two relays and a three-way switch so I can just push a button and have the stairs go down. And then when I want them to go up, I just hit the button and they'll come up. Or I'm going to have to see if I can get that brain. It's the little brain box down there because it just, sometimes it works perfect. You open the door, stairs
And
go
trust
down.
me, I know what it's like walking out there without the stairs down.
Yeah, she did that one time. Well, that was because I turned the key on.
Mm-hmm.
But
And I wasn't thinking that when you start the motor, the stairs go up, even though the motor was off when I went out.
yeah, and when you open the door, it should have went down, but it didn't. So.
Anyway, that was years ago. Yes,
And luckily,
brakes
half
are
of the
good.
oil field was standing there watching you fall out of
Just
the
the
motor
rip
home.
off. The day one and the night one.
I thought I was going to get beat up by everybody for that one. So, anyway, it's something I've worked on those stairs so many times that I'm getting used to them. I know what they're all about. But, and I got the front uh, harmonic balancer, the seal behind the harmonic balancer is leaking oil. So, just got a couple of things to take care of. And
fixed the day-night shade in the bedroom today.
yeah, we went down some rough stuff, and the roads, if you haven't been to Arizona lately, the roads are really, really bumpy, man. They're not all the way, but most of the way. And
well, then we did some off-roading too, because we went and boondocked for a couple of days.
We went to that Ironwood rally. We went there and we drew a little crowd on the gay guardian again. So there wasn't a lot of jobs this year in the Big Tent. And they were basically sugar beets, hotels, campgrounds, Adventureland, and there was just like that.
Yeah.
And the advantage to the guard one is you could do a 1 month stint, and if you want to keep going, you can keep working.
Yeah, it's not seasonal.
If you don't want to, you can leave, and you make over $5,000. So it's not too bad. The trouble is it's 24/7. So, but you're not working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're working a few hours a day and maybe an hour at night if you're lucky. And one person can leave and stuff. So anyway, we did the whole spiel. We actually did a video before we went there, so we had a pretty good crowd show up. We had a lot of people come in because of the video, and then we spent a lot of time. What did you do? 2 video interviews with other YouTubers, and their stuff. I see their stuff still playing, so it was good.
I just wanted to say too, congratulations to RV Bandwagon because they got kind of a home base.
Oh, they did?
Florida. Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Looks really nice too. It's a pretty area.
Right on. That's great. So
I think even if you're full-time and You really need a place to land.
There's a lot of people. I would say this was probably the busiest tent I've seen. How about you this year?
Yeah. The
There
turnout
was
was
there
really
was
good.
actually there was hardly the campgrounds were pretty empty up until like a day or two before the tent started, and then when the tent started, man, it people came in
The first
and
day is always ridiculous.
and it rained one day. It rained really really hard, and the water had gotten underneath the tent floor, and it was boiling up in our little cubicle
we
thing.
literally were under about that much water.
And
through it.
and then when it finally did stop raining and the water receded, then it smelt like mildew or something. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, we managed to survive that.
Hey, Badge.
Yeah, Badge is here. We fixed stuff. Yeah, Badge. We saw Badge in Ironwood.
Yep.
And Ron. I don't know if Ron's still with you. Ron was saying I talked to him not last night, I think, but the night before he said he was going to go to Yuba for a day or two. But anyway, I think it was a successful trip, especially for Guard One.
Yeah.
I know we got a lot of people interested. So, oh boy.
Yeah, we will answer any questions on gate guarding anytime. You can always email us at economicrefugeesrv@gmail.com. We'll answer any of your questions at any time.
And
I check the email several times a day. He left today.
Yeah.
He's looking good. That's good.
I was surprised. You guys know of Ron Darrell. He does like a live talk show. We saw him. He came there and to Ironwood. We spent a couple of days with him, and man, I don't know how he made it. He's a tough guy.
We did not see Brian.
No, we never saw him.
Looked for him on the way out, but
I texted him and he never texted me back. So I don't know. I don't know how good the phone reception or the cell reception was out there, and he may have just turned it off too. So I'm sure we'll see him again someday.
Yeah.
Brian's one of those kind of guys. You just all of a sudden you see him, and it's like you've never not seen him, huh?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So he's a good guy. Him and Kelly.
Yeah.
So did see a lot of people there though. Saw Wayne. Prepper Wayne.
Yep.
Saw him a bunch. Talked with him a lot of times, and then
we kept looking for Terry Burns and Wes.
Yeah, they didn't show up this year.
I never saw them. Yeah, don't know what happened.
I don't think they have an RV.
They might not.
Anyway, and then I saw Nomadic Fanatic. I talked with him for a while, and then the people next to us, Dave and Ninette.
Yep.
And
whole bunch of.
We saw Grassroots Living.
Yeah.
And yeah, we saw quite a few. There were a lot of the YouTubers were there, and then we saw a lot of YouTubers at the Ironwood.
We met a lot of new ones.
Yeah, a lot of new ones. So that was interesting. And Badge has a channel. Badge, we fix stuff. So if you guys are on here, you don't know who they are, you should go check them out. Check him.
RV Bandwagon has a channel.
RV Bandwagon has a channel.
Yep. You guys are looking for new stuff. I would have liked to have made it. Things just didn't work out. I know, Terry.
Yeah, I mean,
when we come to Kentucky to do fireworks, we'll just help you pack for next year.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was the only problem.
Badge got that motor in. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, on that pickup truck. So there's a lot of mechanical going on over there. So much. I should open a shop in that campground, man. Of course, I don't really want to work out. Yeah, I see you in there.
Well, as it was, one of my good friends that I've known, our daughters went to kindergarten together, and they're going to be 38 this year. He worked on her RV because her electrical was.
Well, it will help me. Will and I did.
Will Peptink.
Yeah.
They helped. He helped for sure. That was
It
wonderful.
was like no marker lights, and she had one tail light and one turn signal. And then when we got all done, she had all her lights. The only thing is, I'm gonna have to work on it again because when she applied her brakes, all of her marker lights went off. So we just didn't have time to do it all, you know. So
it's better to have too many than none.
These, you know,
and I think she felt the same way.
Yeah. So
plus her backup camera now works.
Yeah, her backup camera,
which it didn't before.
Right. So it's, you know, at night it'll look normal.
But shout out to Will from Pep
Right.
Pink for helping, because that was a huge. And you know what too, Megan Van Mike, he helped too.
Yeah.
And he was there also. Appreciate all that help. I gotta go.
All right, Badge. Well, you have a good evening. I actually saw I saw Jack's video last night. He's in India. So that was he looks a lot different, but hopefully he's on the mend. That's the guy that had the red bus that got cancer.
Right.
So.
He's young, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's
younger than us.
probably late 30s, early 40s, somewhere around there.
He's young.
But he darn near bit the dust, so you just never know. It doesn't matter how old you are. Yeah. And we made chili verde or chicken chili verde at the thing, but hardly anyone ate any of it because I don't think they knew what it was.
Either.
But it was supposed to be Southwestern food. So there are Pep Peaks.
Hey guys, Will and Wendy.
There they are. So
we miss you.
Yeah. So anyway, now the next big thing in our life is going to be getting things together for fireworks. First, it'll be the eclipse.
Right.
We have people coming here for the eclipse.
Yep.
And then after the eclipse will be.
And honestly, if anybody wants to come for the eclipse, we got lots of room here.
It's only $1,000 for a night.
All the hookups are taken, but you know.
We actually have some people coming that had reserved a spot at a campground somewhere. I like it in the Hot Springs or somewhere. It was $1,000 for one day and night. But the trouble is they were scheduled to come in at 6 p.m. after the eclipse, and they said that's not going to do us any good.
What would be the point, right?
So we said, well, you're welcome to come stay at our place. So
we only charge $9.99.
Yeah, let them off easy, huh? But yeah, we got a lot of room.
Says, yeah, he's awesome. He's my American son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Brian was kind of like our road kid there for a while.
Yeah.
So I understand how that works out. Yeah, I remember. Can't remember whose. I don't know. I think it was his. You worked on his. I don't think it was that big bus. I think or the big school bus. I think it was something else he had that you worked on. You went and hung out with him and fixed his van or whatever it was. So.
Anyways, we are happy to be back here.
Yeah.
It's been raining, and we're just kind of cocooned in here and doing nothing.
It was so crazy. We got back here and we needed to go over to Walmart. And as soon as we got into Walmart, we had to get our medications, and we get in line. And all of a sudden, this guy, man, just turns around and people were just talking to us the whole time we were walking through there. So it's just we're back to like La La Land. It's completely different.
So different.
Completely different world, man. It's just everything's real slow and everybody's real casual. And we have there's 3 couples that we have dinner with on Friday nights, and there was only 2 couples there, but we went on Friday night and had dinner with them. They were happy to see us. Yeah.
They're happy to see us.
So it's nice to be back. It's very encouraging to come back to our little land of Oz here, or whatever you want to call it.
It's just kind of like, again, a little bubble.
Yeah. It's strange. I mean, it's
peaceful.
I mean, you know, people are nice all over, but this place
really
is
nice here.
This place is. I mean, you can't. I'm telling you, you got to add 20 minutes to your trip when you go to Walmart because you're going to be talking to people. You just can't go through the store and get your stuff. So, wrong Kansas for us. Yeah, well, it's kind of like our Kansas.
Arkansas, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. What would that be? Sasnak car, right? Sasnak car?
Sure.
Something like that. You know, Sasnak.
Kansas
We
backwards.
saw him over there, and of course, he got COVID, so he was out of it for a while. We didn't see him again after that.
Nope.
And we saw a lot of people that we know.
COVID's just not going to go away.
Yeah, well,
The new flu.
I think it's just a cold, bad cold.
It's the new flu. Anyway.
Yeah. Does anyone know? Is the Super Bowl going, or is that over with already? I don't know. I tried to watch it for free, but they want me to sign up for like a 1 month thing. And then if you forget to unsign up, then you have to pay. And I'm not going to give them all my information and everything. There's just too many. 49ers winning halftime. Okay.
I should know. Cupcake would know.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to actually watch a football game after about 8 years or 9 years since the last time I saw one, but oh well. It don't matter. It's not that important.
I don't even know who's playing. The 49ers and
Chiefs.
The Chiefs?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah.
Of course, I hear that people are saying the Chiefs are going to win, but I don't know.
I'm that person that would say, what inning are they in?
Yeah. It's not. It's what goal.
Oh.
Yeah. They go goal when they. Oh wait, that's not it either. We are screaming at the TV tonight. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. Your Piptik would be 49ers because he's from that area. So, yeah, you guys probably would have liked that Ironwood thing. They didn't like us because we have a generator. First thing I did was go out. We had to run the generator and catch up our batteries and make coffee. And I walked outside, man.
I tried to park away where no one was. But,
yeah.
I mean, we're 37 feet and there was nothing level. And
we found it. We kind of found this little spot. We thought we were cool. We just didn't know it was across from the main tent where everybody was meeting. And I come walking out. Are you gonna run that thing all day? I go, no, just probably about half day. I got to get it charged up.
Jason and Amanda don't have a TV. That's right, they don't. John, who's on first?
Generator sharing, yeah. Shaming, yeah. Well,
yeah, generator shaming.
Then I said, well, I was gonna make chili verde, but I guess we can't make it because of the generator. Oh, well, you can probably do that. Do you think so? Okay, well, we'll try to do that for you.
Funny.
So anyway, they
were nice.
They ended up being really nice people.
They were.
So.
But that was the first. Hi, I'm so and so. Are you gonna run that generator? Yeah.
And then
because they all have solar.
Oh, yeah. Well, and one lady says, "Well, why don't you just run it at night?" I go, "Oh, that's gonna go over real good. Run it at night." But
we didn't need to run it at night. We
were
under the covers and nice and.
Yeah, we didn't run it that long. I ran it for about 2.5 hours or something to get everything maxed out. Then I shut it off.
And, at night we have a Boston heater, so we're good.
Yeah.
We're set. We ran ours while cooking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you were boondocking. Yeah.
Well.
I mean, we have propane. I could easily have done that.
Well, we did cook it on propane. Remember, I cooked it on the stove.
Yeah.
But the coffee and charging the batteries, you got to charge the batteries. So.
Anyway, like I said, they were fine. They were fine. And so much.
Well, they weren't fine in the beginning, but they were fine later. They were cool. So, yeah, I mean, it's man, there was a lot of food in that tent, though. Remember?
That's what I said. So much food.
Man, I mean, this one lady. In fact, she's on Rondero. Ferry does. She made a German chocolate cake. That thing was like this big and like this thick. It was unbelievable. And it was good too. You didn't try it.
I don't like cake.
Yeah.
So there was no ice cream.
Was the ride home for us easy? Well, we had to stop in Phoenix. So here's the story on that. So we leave. Ernie says, my buddy Ernie says, hey, you could come over to our mechanic who works on our trucks, and he'll replace your rear brakes. And he was really reasonable. He charged us $200 labor. He replaced the drums and the brakes and everything.
But we got there too late.
Yeah.
And so he let us stay
overnight in the yard. And we were up like on a hill. I mean, I woke up in the morning. I felt like my head was going to explode.
But anyway, we're up. The back of the motorhome was down, and yeah. And
if you haven't watched our video on it, we went to go to In-N-Out to get dinner, and when we came back, there was a little car parked next. A Prius was parked next to the motorhome.
So close.
And we pulled in. I told her, I said, "You and the dog go inside. Let me see what's going on." And these two guys come walking around the front of the motorhome. I said, "Hey, what's up?" They said, "Well, we're looking for Vincent." Victor. I said, "Well, Victor, I think he went home or went to go get his wife or something." They said, "Well, we needed to borrow a tool." I said, "Well, what kind of tool?" They said, "Well, we need to borrow a hammer." I said, "Well, I'll loan you a hammer as long as you don't try to hit me with it."
Oh no, they needed to hammer.
They were going to flatten it out. So they flattened it out. They were really nice guys. They were cool. They were fine. But, it was a little
Everybody was gone for the day.
It was a little bit sketchy when we got there, and then everybody was gone. And we were in a field with a bunch of trucks. And then there was this like,
it's weird.
If you watch our video. Anyway, it was the trailers, the air blowing through the trailers.
In the back of the trailer door. And the wind would go through there and just make this howling noise.
And it was just really bizarre. So anyway, we spent the night, and it rained all night.
Right, it sure did.
I'm thinking, oh great, we're not going to get the thing worked on. But
so here's the story. It's just a big field. There's nothing out there except
dirt and rocks.
Dozens and dozens and dozens of semis. And what happened was, I guess the prices in Phoenix got to be too high, and so a couple of mechanics have rented a piece of ground in this field. It's all chain linked in, and everybody can rent a spot to park their semis, and these couple of mechanics, they rent a piece of ground to have their shops in. They don't really have a building. They just work out in the open.
Yeah, he just works out.
Because it's too expensive to have a building in town. He used to. But anyway, so when they leave, they lock the gate.
Well, yeah. So anyway, he got it all fixed, got the brakes in and everything. I pulled it forward, backed it up a couple times the next day, and by the time he was done, it was late in the afternoon, and we had nowhere to go. And I said, "Do you care if we just stay another night and leave in the morning?" He said, "No, that's okay. You can do that." So we spent the night. We got up in the morning, got showered and stuff, and we went to leave. And we get down, you had to drive down this little hill in this lower parking lot, and we go up to the gate and it's locked. And
it's got a key and a combo. So Bill and I are over there trying to crack the code.
we couldn't unlock it. So I said, "Well, I guess we wait." So I'm calling Ernie, and I finally get a hold of him. And Ernie's trying to get his car fixed. He goes, I got to get my car out of here where it's at. So he wasn't far away. He was about a half a mile away, but he needed to get that done. And Victor, we couldn't get a hold of. We were texting him. She was
texting him in
Spanish and everything else. So anyway, I said, we got to get out of here. So I had a 100-foot extension cord, and I plugged it in underneath, and I was going in to turn on the generator. I was going to go there. I got my grinder. I was just going to cut the chain. And this guy comes pulling up in this car, and I'm standing there with this extension cord. And he goes, "Hi, how you doing?" I said, "Are you going to open the gate?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "Well, then I don't need this cord." So I started cranking it up, and I guess you guys talked for a while.
I told him what was happening. He's like, "Oh, wow." I'm glad you showed up when you did.
we finally got out of there, and then we went over to Wally World and got a bunch of food. And then we walked over to Del Taco and got a bunch of food, and we got on the road, and then we headed to Ironwood. And we got there in the afternoon, and it was good when it had been real muddy. It had rained real hard there too, and it was really, really muddy. And anyway, we ended up way down at the end and got it backed in, and then I got it backed in too far, and I was afraid I was going to get stuck. So I pulled it up where the front wheels were sitting on the road, and the front end was kind of sitting a little high. I think that's part of the reason why the generator was so loud. But because usually when it sits down low, it kind of muffles the sound. But anyway.
Yes, Biff Rod, we did make it back.
Yeah.
Good to see you in here also.
Yeah, in one piece.
And John says, "I know that sound from the air."
Yeah.
Yeah, the roads were rough. Really.
Yeah.
Really rough. 10 it's so chewed up. And like Bill said, they've got that new law now where you have to stay in the slow lane unless you're passing or unless someone's broke down on the side. And
or they give you tickets. Well, that was in Texas. That wasn't in Arizona. But then we got when we
up there, though.
We were driving and it was getting. We didn't want to stop in New Mexico. We wanted to drive, but we've been uncomfortable with New Mexico. I don't want to go into it other than the fact that we were uncomfortable in New Mexico. So we went.
We're not the only one.
We went all the way across, and we got to El Paso, and she had said, "Well, there's a detour. We've got to take this other way." And I said, "Well," and then all of a sudden I see all the trucks getting off the side of the road, so we went that way, and we had to go way up and around.
Yeah.
And
was it the 404?
Yeah, the 404 to the 58 or something, and then we got back on the 10. And then we just cruised it, and we got to.
I will say the 404 was like glass.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
They had paved it. Yeah, It used to be when we went through El Paso, it was always so scary because it was one lane each way. They had
K-rails.
They had a K-rail in the middle, and then they had really tight K-rails on the outside. And they got these weird turns, and it just really the motorhome's 100.
All the time.
The motorhome is 104 inches wide, so it's wider than a regular unit, and and it's spooky going through those K-rails like that, but we made it.
Jason says, cigar, whiskey, I could stay there to get my stuff fixed.
Yeah, you know what, if you need...
I mean, it was fixed, but then it's like, okay, it's time to go. We got people that we want to get with if we couldn't get out.
Yeah.
It was like several hours.
Yeah.
Road bingo, 404 to the 58 and back to the 10. Exactly.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah, he would work on your rig, man. The mechanical stuff. He doesn't do, housework. He just does the chassis and the motors and stuff like that. So
I put him in our video because if anyone is ever traveling through there and needs help, I put his number,
He's very reasonable,
he's really
and he's a really nice guy.
He is
very nice guy.
But just know if you're going to spend the night, you're going to probably get locked in. It was the weekend, He works Monday through Friday. If it had been a weekday, we would have been able to get out, no problem. We tried to leave it.
Oh, we were going to get out. And it wasn't going to be a problem.
We tried to leave it between 9 and 10. We ended up not getting out of there till afternoon. So.
Well, we did get out. I said, well, I don't want to cut the lock. I don't want to do this. And finally, I just said, okay, I'm going to cut the lock. We just can't stay here.
That guy showed up when he did.
Yeah, I mean, it
was a piece of chain. We would have bought them new chain, but.
Well, I could have cut it. I was going to cut it in such a way they had enough chain there where they could still chain it, but
we didn't want to leave it unlocked.
But it was just one of those situations where
couldn't get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But
it was weird because I told Bill, I said, "You ever heard of anyone ever getting arrested for breaking out of somewhere instead of breaking in?"
Well, yeah, that's what they do in prison. They're not breaking in; they're breaking out. But it wasn't quite that situation. So, and like I say, there was
makes for a good story.
It was. Then I took Ernie. That day I had to take Ernie to go get his pickup truck so he could go get his little car that was broke down. And I got so lost on the way back. It was not good. He said, yeah, you just go. We went out the 202 to the 10 to the 51. And then when I was coming back, I came down to 51 and I saw 10 east. So I took that. Well, that was wrong. My GPS was saying take a 10 west. And I took 10 east because I go, why would I want to go to LA? Anyway, I went about 15 or 20 miles that way and I figured it out. You got to turn around and go. I mean, if I was going to Arkansas, it would have been fine, but I needed to go back and get you.
Yeah.
So,
And the motorhome.
So I had to turn around. I went back and I found it. So yeah,
Oh, well.
Crazy stuff, man. It was a while. The driving was crazy this time, but we made it.
But that's another reason why we're just kind of happy to just be here and doing nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Just sitting here trying to stay warm.
And recharging our batteries.
Yeah. Changing water filters.
Hey, nothing leaks. Knock on wood.
Yeah. I think the motor's got a little leak. That's it.
Yeah, well, that's another six this item on your list. Cage is over here, sound asleep.
Yeah, does anyone want to see Cage's seat?
He worked really hard today at nothing.
Cagey. Hey, say hi. Can you say hi?
No.
Yeah, him and Rocky, Ron Darrell's dog, they got to play a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. And yeah, we had fun. Had a lot of fun. So anyway, you guys have any questions for us or anything? Let's see. It's the turnaround.
But can be a long way around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the worst part was the gas gauge was on E on the truck.
When you were lost?
Yeah, it was just barely off of E. And then when I finally knew I was close, I saw a sign that said QT gas station and a Del Taco. So I got off, and naturally the QT was to the left and the Del Taco was to the right. I thought, well, I'll go get us lunch and then I'll come back and go to the gas station. Anyway, I ended up making a right and I found a gas station. I went to Del Taco. So we got it.
Tyler, big changes with Class A living.
Yeah, he's a truck driver now. Mm-hmm. He's driving a truck. He's looking for a travel trailer. But you too could be a dono.
You want to be a dono?
You want to be a dono?
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. if you know, you know.
Yeah, he's
no tomorrow.
He's looking for donations pretty heavily.
Yeah. We saw that, Jason.
Yeah. I got all my stuff turned on tonight, so it shouldn't freeze.
Turned off and turned on.
Yeah. Well, I got the water still on, but we shouldn't have a problem.
Ready for a freeze.
I kind of feel sorry for the guy. He's
what? A dono, John. If you watch Class A Living, you would know what a dono is. If you watch Class A Living, you might even be a big dono person.
The guy that had the ranch, I don't know, this is so cruel, but anyway, the guy that had the ranch said you can't film anymore on the ranch and it's time for you to go. And, you know, Nathan's his name. I mean, he just trashed that guy. I'm thinking to myself, that guy let him stay there for over 3 years. And he was working on welding and grinding and all that noise, you know, in this guy's yard. And I know he wasn't paying anything to stay there. And, you know, man, I think maybe he should have been maybe a little thankful that he had that going on, because I'll tell you what, man, he's been struggling ever since he's been on his own again. You know, he doesn't really have a place
to be.
Yeah.
So let me clarify for those of you that don't know what a dono is. It's a donation, and he's hitting it hard, man.
Yeah.
And
people are giving him a lot of money right now. And he keeps saying, well, I'm not sure whether I'm going to Montana or I'm going to Arizona.
He calls it a dono.
And then he gets money and he goes and he buys electrical cables and he's buying all this stuff. He's not.
I don't care what the guy does. I just don't. The mentality. Well, yeah. Anyway, you should watch his channel. And then a burrito. That's it exactly. Did he abandon the steel?
Kind of, yeah. You know what was funny is I had told him before he tore that motorhome down. I said, "Don't do that. Don't go down that road." Yeah, I messaged him and I told him. I said, "Don't go down that road, man. What you ought to do is take that one truck and go the truck that he's in right now." I said, "Go get you a Lance camper or something and just sell off that motorhome."
What was it that he had? A Pace? What was it?
He had a
Winnebago? Not a bad
yeah, Winnebago Chieftain.
Okay. Anyway, he took it down to nothing. I mean, down to the frame, really.
And he's built it all out of steel.
It had all these leaks and it was full of mold and he was getting sick. And so he had a good idea to fix it, but he went too far.
You can't do that. When you do it,
the rebuild, it's too heavy. He did it all with steel.
It's too heavy. And by the time he would have put stuff inside of it and stuff, it probably wouldn't have moved. Yeah. And anyway, and then this other guy had offered to give him a school bus, a diesel pusher school bus. It was like a 30-footer, so it wasn't a big, huge one, but it was, probably a pretty nice bus. Give it to him for free. All I had to do was come and get it. And
hey, Peggy. Hi.
Hey. And he kind of poo-pooed that. I told him you should go do that. Well, he was afraid to travel to Ohio to get it. So then I said, why don't you just get a Lance camper and just sell that motorhome out, get what you can for it. Well, the other day when he first came back on, started filming again, he was saying that he wished he had gotten that bus, and now he's saying he's looking into getting a Lance camper. So he's actually, I don't know if someone else is trying to give him advice, but he had that advice a long time ago for me. So
say hi to the people. He's looking at Bill like, it's time to go to bed.
It's not bedtime yet. We're doing it live. Can't you see? Oh. Don't throw up. Are you gonna throw up? Huh? He was the bestest doggy in the tent.
Boy.
We actually, if you guys haven't seen it on our channel, we did a thing, the doggies of the Quartzsite tent.
The big tent.
And it was pretty cool.
Popular.
Yeah.
Very popular video.
It was pretty funny because I just filmed all the dogs and gave them treats and
the people.
and one guy goes, if I go get my dog, will you film him? And I said, yeah, well, sure. This whole video is just about dogs. I'm not filming people.
He made his dog do tricks.
Yeah, this dog was doing all kinds of tricks and stuff. It was great. I had fun making that video. I spent at least half the day filming that thing.
Yeah. It was very cute because doggies are.
Maddie's here.
Yeah.
I'll see. Happy you're home.
Lonely Hitchhiker Can't. Hi. Hey, Maddie.
Yeah.
Happy you're home and safe. We are too.
Must be halftime. Everybody's
tuning in.
Oh, I'll watch them for 5 minutes.
Then out of pocket. Oh. Hernia 34 weeks ago asked me if I have time for this. I loved your dog video. Aw.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Maddie.
Yeah, we got a lot of positive feedback on it. Yeah. He was really good. The only time he got wound up is if the dog came in and went nose to nose to him when he was in his chair.
Into the booth where we were.
Into the booth and got right up in his face.
Then he'd get real territorial.
But other than that,
he's being happy that he had a visitor. Correct, halftime.
Yeah, we did the thing,
yes,
Peggy.
John, thank you.
Peggy for guard one over there. So I think we got a pretty good response. I think they're going to get a lot of people well, I know they already got people contacted them,
Yeah.
so there were people ready to go. I mean, they said we're gonna be leaving here in a week. We'll just go there. So
Yeah.
let's
But we
see.
didn't have James with us, and that was sad. We love James.
We will see you next week. Glad you are safe at home. We had a great time with the gang in Quartzsite. You're coming here next week?
Or you mean next week's
Oh,
live?
next week's live. Oh, I gotta say, come on.
See you on YouTube.
There you go. You can't say that to me because
well, I hope your team wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simple Life, Big Adventure. Hi. Hey, Darla, Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
I hate that I have missed so much of the live. I love seeing your faces again.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
We're
Not
glad
really.
you're here.
I really got it over the beard. Everyone goes, "Oh yeah, that's what makes you very distinguished."
Yeah, people were coming up to him at the tent and saying, "I know you, you're economic refugees," and he's like, "Well, who'd you recognize? You with that beard."
Yeah.
I wouldn't have recognized your wife, but I recognized that.
So now if I cut it off, no one will know who I am.
People won't know who you are anymore.
I could go incognito real easy now. Got the FBI fooled, huh?
Yeah.
Oh well. KG is always look at those sad eyes. He does this side eye thing now, where he does this thing out of the side of his eye, and he just looks at you like.
It's really a Boston thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of dogs.
There were a lot of Bostons there, and then when we went to the Ironwood thing, there were two little babies, they were so cute, man.
Wanted to steal at least one of them.
Yeah. I told him you want one old one for two young ones. They were really cute. No, we wouldn't give you up. You're too snuggly.
Well, we might get him a puppy. Want a puppy, KG? Want a puppy?
See, Peggy's got to bail. Halftime's over. We're gonna drop a number.
Bye, Peggy. Tell Dennis hi.
Everybody hit the like button as you leave.
Hey.
Give us the old thumb-a-roo if you want to. We actually did real good. A lot of good videos there.
A lot of subscribers.
But you know what? It's like Content City, man. You get so much content when you're there.
People are really interested in it. Now we're back here. We have to decide what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Content-wise.
I was thinking about maybe light myself on fire or something. That would probably our best video is the one, the motorhome on fire.
Motorhome. We tried that on the way out there.
Yeah, we almost did. Wow. Yeah, it could have been bad.
I don't know. We were putting out a video every day.
Yeah.
Just about every day.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun too. Got ran out of the tent area because we were there too early. And tried to find the Q24, but we drove out there and drove all around, couldn't find that, but that was interesting. Just had a lot going on. No football here. Haven't watched it since they started kneeling. I stopped watching it after they went on strike for the third time. So it's been 20 plus years for me since I watched football.
Yeah, that whole kneeling thing though was ridiculous.
Yeah. You know what? The thing about it is if you don't want to stand for it, or you don't want to put your hand, whatever you want to do, just stand there. Just stand there and
I say go
dude, you're taking the American people's money. Yeah. Don't disrespect this. Of course, look where he's at.
Football in a lot of years.
Simple Life, Big Adventure. Everyday videos are a lot. I do 2 a week and sometimes struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I say, if the content's there, I was trying to be, careful about what I said and everything else because she's the editor-in-chief. And she always tells me, now I got to edit this one. I almost could have just put that one on the way it was until you opened your big mouth. So, but sometimes I say things. Sometimes
a lot of times you say things.
Everybody says I need to get a channel where I could be a blabbermouth. I've thought about doing that.
Yeah.
I'm being stared at big time. thinks I'm a ham sandwich.
How long have you guys been putting 2 videos out, Simple Life?
Every week. The thing in Arkansas is the content. You know, there's a lot of really beautiful, cool places, but you know, it, I think the secret to YouTube is to get people to like for them to like us and be interested in whatever we do because I keep saying there's like this one guy, Campulence guy, and he's kind of interesting. I mean, he films the sunrise in the morning and then he puts up his little logo, Campulence logo, and then it's him in bed with the dog and he's talking to the dog about, well, let me get up so I can make coffee, and then they go for a walk and he talks about whatever, and then it's pretty much that's it. Then it's a done deal. He does the same thing. There's like a whole bunch I watch that have just a format.
There's a market for every kind, every flavor out there.
But people, the thing about it is you got to be interesting.
You could be a train wreck like Class A. People tune in to see.
I don't want to be a train wreck.
Oh.
I was the one trying to advise him not to be a train wreck.
I know.
So, but he kept erasing my comment. I keep putting it on there, and he'd erase it, and it's one of those things, man. You know, some people.
Jason says that would get your tiny house built real quick if you put more out. Starting in December, we did a couple years ago, and we stopped back to it now. We're seeing an improvement in our analytics by putting out 2 a week.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna start again this week. We're gonna put something out. If nothing else, I'll just go and film Darla eating ice cream. She'll do the content for me, no problem.
I wouldn't have to edit anything.
No, we just have to edit your face, wipe all the ice cream off of it.
Oh, I'm a tidy eater.
Yeah.
I don't waste ice cream.
That's why he never took your advice. He wanted to be a train wreck. That's what was making him money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His comment is okay, and we. All right. Well, Brian L., thanks for the dono. That's really helped.
And what gets me is when he was making that bed, I was thinking to myself, okay, that bed is about 4 feet long, and he's about 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
I go, he is not going to be comfortable in there. He's like, oh yeah, he's saying, yeah, I lay on my side all the time, and now all he does is, oh man, I'm so.
I do feel bad for him that he's got himself in such a pickle, but what do you say? You know, he puts it out there for people to have opinions about, whatever.
Well, anyway. And the thing is when it's like I've had people ask for my advice. The old expression was, "Don't be an asshole," and you know, we used to be very successful, and people would always say, "Well, how'd you do this?" and how asshole, and then you tell them, and then they do the exact opposite, and then they come back again. Well, it's like, hey, don't ask me if you're not going to do it. You know what I suggest, then do it the way you want. Why would you want to ask me? Because it just kind of irritates me. So
you are correct. Lonely hitchhiker, you can't waste ice cream.
Yeah.
It's impossible for me to waste ice cream. Just is.
I know.
Do it just to see how many watch her eat ice cream. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, Thankful 78.
Well, there would be no argument from her. I'll tell you that one.
I've been watching full timers in vans and RVs, but I'm finding that the ones I really like ended up going back to sticks and bricks, and I'm not interested in that. I'm with Darla. There is a market for just about anything. True. And I don't know. I guess if we ended up switching our content to building this tiny house that we want, we might lose some subscribers, but I also know that we would gain others that were interested in that content. So, but we also like to go to places in the state here. There's so many places here that people would love to see, and they may never get to see it, but we can show them.
And there's two different kinds of people. There's people that want to get off the road, and there's people that have to get off the road. And the thing about it with us is it's not that we want to get off the road. It's that we see the time coming where we're going to have to get off the road.
We want to be able to decide to get off the road, not be forced into it.
And I'm not ready. I think we could do it for years to come. But the thing is to get that dialed in. And we're not going to work we used to work 7 or 8 months out of the year, and we would take, when we were doing Guard 1, like pretty religiously there for a long time, they were always giving us the toughest gates. And we did them because they needed someone to do that particular gate that was really hard to do, where we were in 120-degree weather doing 900 trucks in a 12-hour period between her and I. And it was pretty tough. It was pretty horrible. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do
that, and this motorhome is 30 years old almost.
Yeah, and it needs work, and
old,
keeping it up, it needs a remodel on the inside, that's for sure. Now we got the blinds falling down, but it's still comfortable. It
does not have water leaks.
No, it doesn't leak.
It has an oil leak right now, but he'll figure that out. Maddie says, yes, I love you guys, so I'd hang with you guys to building your tiny house because I'm interested in a tiny home. 70 years old and just moved full-time into a camper I got from a friend. Really wonderful price.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but you're stationary too, so right now we're on the same level. We're living in our RV stationary, fully hooked up.
Right.
We have neighbors, we have grocery store, we have restaurants, we're not traveling. We call them restaurants, but
we're not traveling near like we used to.
Yeah, we're not on the road, because normally right now we'd be going to a gate, working a gate. As soon as that gate's over with, we'd have a summer job, and then as soon as that's over with, we'd be going Sugar Beets, and then from Sugar Beets we would go to Amazon. Amazon's no more. A lot of those companies, Penny's wasn't there this year.
Nope.
A lot of things are changing, and another thing we saw on the way back, there were not that many trucks on the road. I was surprised how few. Usually they're just all surrounding you, and even late at night, when I drove late at night, there was no one, so there was hardly any trucks. So
yeah, and the rest stops weren't really that packed out either with semis. It was weird.
And the thing is I think if like I say with the YouTube thing, if people are interested in us, then people are going to watch. But the people that are wanting to see Quartzsite and wanting to see certain train wrecks or whatever that they want to see, it really chops your audience down. So I think we're fortunate because we do have quite a few people that frac gates they can be real tough.
Yeah. They're horrible.
There are some people, there's young people, and they just do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like I tell Darla, I said, with that one, what was it? Roll with it. They were taking turns. He would take a shower one time, and she would film him, and then she'd take a shower, and he'd film her. And it was getting pretty risque. It was getting pretty wild.
And they're not even together.
Yeah, they're not even together. But they really, their channel was growing like lightning speed. And
because she was pretty.
You want to see our channel go away. we take turns filming each other. It'd be over within a week. So we don't want to make it worse, you know. But yeah, frac gates can be very difficult.
Yeah.
Some of the frac gates, what they'll do is they'll tell you to let the sand trucks roll. And when you have that situation, then you're logging in 5 or 6 trucks. You know, you're doing your usual thing. You just let those sand trucks go in and out. But yeah, otherwise, man. Well, when they're bringing all the equipment in, you're logging all those.
Rigging up and rigging down.
Yeah, we were at that one. We were at Faith Ranch, and they were gonna frack two holes at the same time. It was a big deal. They had aircraft flying over. They had a film crew out there filming it. And then one of the hydraulic lines broke and caught one of the pumps on fire, and it was crazy. And then here comes the Carrizo Springs Fire Department. They got this old fire truck. Yeah, that was the ambulance.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, I'm stopped. I'm telling the fire truck, we gotta go. I go, you're dragging the hose. So they had to stop and crank the hose up. Then they got back on the fire truck, and away they went. Then they come up. One of the firemen on that truck got injured, or something got burned, or something. And then here comes this Astro van, and I'm like, and they go, no, we're the ambulance. We're the ambulance.
There's like no markings on the van at all. Yeah. It was just a brown Chevy Astro beat up van.
Yeah, it was beat to death, and they were coming, man. They were there to save lives. So I would get a I said, okay, you guys roll.
Well, we got pictures of some of the equipment that came out of there that was melted. Just like, it was pretty bad. Trailer after trailer. We're not full time yet, but we're trying to transition to full time. We want to keep a home base, so we understand the tiny home transition now. Showing skins is not our genre.
Yeah, well,
it's very important to me, which is hard to find these days on YouTube.
So I saw it today cruising around. Yeah. We're going a little over tonight, but I don't care. We're going to go over a little bit.
It's not 8 o'clock yet.
Well, it's an hour. Anyway, we some of the guys out there in Quartzsite are talking about why are so many people getting off the road. And, you know, I think part of the thing here is a lot of it is financial. It's hard to, if you're not willing to take a chance on some of these work camper jobs, then it could be really difficult on you. And a lot of people take these jobs and they feel like they have to stay on these jobs because they've got to make the money. If they're not getting Social Security or they don't have a lot of money in their kitty, then they're going to struggle. And I think if you don't have a lot of money to start with, then always remember, and I mean, this is good advice for anybody that is going to go out on the road. And this is what we were telling people when we were doing the Guard One thing, is that Guard One is a great plan B. And the thing about it is if you go to a job, and my story is we went to Key West, Florida, and had a job at mile marker 14.5. We were there 9 days, and we hated it. And we got out of there, and we were able to go and get a gate. You don't have to do these horrible jobs and where people are not treating you very well.
Well, and they got us down there under false pretenses.
Yeah, they were trying to lock us into a 2-year contract. And luckily we got out of there because the people that ended up replacing us, we were told we were going to be assistant managers. And we got down there.
We're going to go on vacation.
Yeah, they put us in the manager's space,
which we thought was weird.
Which was all remodeled and real nice and everything.
Real nice.
And these guys were going to go on vacation and not come back because that's what happened to them. Yeah. And they didn't want us talking to anybody. Well, to tell me I can't talk to people when people are trying to talk to me, that was the wrong thing to say. And I got into it with this guy. I just told him, hey, you know, you're disrespecting me and I don't like it. And I'll leave right now. That motorhome is designed to roll. I can get out of here at any minute. And oh no, you know, and I mean, I was screaming. I was upset. And anyway, this one guy that was in there, out of everybody in the place, the one guy that was an ex-con, him and I got to be buddies, and he was just spilling the beans.
He owned one of the slips.
And they hated him. They hated him because they thought he was a crook and all this stuff. But he told me, he goes, you know what's going on, don't you? And I go, I don't know. Why did you tell me? And he said, well, they put you in the manager spot, right? And I said, yeah, they did. And he said, well, you know why? Because the other guy's going to leave, and when he leaves, he's not coming back, and they're going to try to contract you into a 2-year stay here. And I go, well, I'm not staying for 2 years. He goes, well, if you sign the contract, you will. And so then we started talking, and we just decided it'd be better if we just left right then, because it was just too many weird things going on, and we didn't like it. And we left, and then that big hurricane came through there, and they would not let the people that replaced us leave. They had to stay there, and they watched their motorhome get destroyed. Yeah.
I always say, in an airplane crash or in a hurricane, I want to be in a container that's the black box on the planes, whatever that's made out of, or those cameras, whatever that's made out of, because they're always there. They always find the black box, and those cameras always work. And that camera, you could see right where we were parked, and those people's RV was halfway up the door with salt water. And
so it's junk.
They made them stay there. They were in a Category 5 building upstairs,
and the roof blew off. So they, and I asked them, that was the first thing I asked. I said, what happens when a hurricane comes? Well,
we leave.
You just kind of go to the mainland. I go, for sure, huh? Oh, yeah. No, that's, everybody else goes to the mainland. You have to stay.
And they did. We wouldn't have.
No, I would have.
We wouldn't have.
I would have left. But anyway.
So
it wasn't for us anyway.
We're driving away from there, and we're looking at each other like, okay, well, now we don't have a job. What are we going to do? Safeguard. Yeah. That's our plan B. It's always,
and you
it's
should,
always there.
You should have that. And next week, we're going to be talking to people about a really good opportunity, and anybody could do it. And I'm waiting for the guy that owns the company. He's going to get in contact with me. He's going to be giving me a list of different areas if people want to do fireworks. And you could go and work 1 month and make as much money or more than you will work in 4 months, 5 months in a campground. And you're done in a month, and you got free hookups, and you're right there.
Good night, Johnny.
On site. Good night.
Love you guys.
And anyway, and if you need to make money to get out and get rolling, this is a good place to first start, man, even. So, and it's real simple. It's a simple gig, and it's good money, and there's a lot to it, and we're going to be talking more. Hey, there they are.
Hey.
Just lurking in the shadows. Glad you are home safe. Yeah.
In their adventures, Dave and Ninette. Hi, guys.
These were the crazy people that were next to us in the tent.
We did make it home safely.
Yeah. And after new breaks and everything else we went through.
Simple Life says, now how can they force someone to stay? I'm too stubborn. Exactly. And that would have been us. We would not have stayed. We would not have stayed. Contract or no contract.
It was good money. It was good. I didn't like the iguanas. They were hissing at me all the time.
They run around like stray dogs, and they're big.
And the people, it was 81 spaces, 81 individual owners. Some owners owned 3, 4, 5, and they were all over Darla's crap about renting these spaces out.
If I rented a space out to one person, then 3 owners would come in, and how come we didn't rent out my space? Well, my space has been empty. Well, you know what? Their RV was too long. It wouldn't fit in your space. I couldn't put them in there because of that. And then they just had, I don't know, really bad attitude.
It was like an HOA on steroids. So,
and they all had lots and lots of money, and they just weren't nice.
There were some cool people.
Were great.
There were some really cool people in there, but there were some that were jerks. Yeah. And the guy that was the manager at that moment was the biggest jerk of all. I mean, he told me, I don't want you talking to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, and we're in the little golf cart. We got our laundry, and we're headed to the laundry, and these people were walking their dog, and we stopped. We were talking a Boston Terrier. We were stopped. At that time we didn't have a dog, did we? I don't think we have one. I think Mac had passed away. Anyway, we stopped. We were talking to them about their dog, and this guy comes popping out of the bushes on a 10-speed.
You guys have ever seen that movie, Mr. Deeds?
Yeah.
it was like. Every time Bill turned around, there he was.
And he comes popping out of, what are you doing? I said, we're going to go do laundry. He says, well, what are you doing right now? I said, we're talking to these people about their doggy. We used to have a doggy like that. Well, go do your laundry. I just looked at him and they said,
We're
okay.
on the clock.
So we went over to the laundry and I said, man, you better not do that again. That's not going to fly. And then I went to pick. That was the thing. In the morning, you went around. Everybody went around carts and picked up everybody's. They put their trash out by the street, by the little road. And I stopped to pick up this guy's trash. I see him come running, and he runs out. Then he goes, "Did I do it right?" He was like just there for the weekend. I said, "Yeah, you did great, man." And I look over, and this guy is sitting in his cart, just burning a hole through me. And that's when he came by and told me to go do something, and I went over and it was already done, and I let him have it, man. He didn't know I could be that crazy. So.
But it is good. It is good because you're not stuck. Like, you have another place to go. There's always gate guarding, to sum it up.
Yeah. There's that. I mean, the secret to this lifestyle is short-term, big money. That's where what you want to do. You don't want to spend, it's like sugar beets is good because you work 10, 11, 12 days and you make $5,000 or $6,000 and you're gone. Sometimes. Sometimes if the weather's really, really bad. Of course, for us, I worked a month ahead of time because I was one of the foremen, so I had to do pre-harvest and then I was doing all kinds of crap. But the average person could just go there and work for a couple of weeks, and a husband and wife, they make $5,000 a piece, they make $10,000 and they're gone.
Sugar beets was always good for us.
Sugar beets was pretty good until I started getting hurt, and it was because they kept just piling the work on me because they realized I would do just about anything like a big dummy. Anyway, but to be like working in these campgrounds and being there for 4.5 or 5 months.
And I will say this: if any of you guys are interested in work camping at a campground, don't take a job where they're going to charge you for that spot. It's not worth it. I mean, we fell into that trap our second job out as full-time RVers, and we worked in a beautiful place. I still think Ouray, Colorado is probably the prettiest place I've ever been, but they charged us over $700 for a spot that we could barely get our slide out. There was no room for a picnic table. And then
we got flies in our sewer because we were at the very end of the sewer, and we got all these.
Not a thing, and we didn't know. We didn't know that you could say you could negotiate. No, I don't want to pay for my spot.
And then the wife and the owner and his wife, they were drunks and loadies.
It was tough.
And they. Come on, man. You gotta put a smile on your face, man. You're bringing me down. And I'm like working my tail for that. I go, I'm working.
Anyway.
See, you got a bad attitude.
Don't let them charge you. Don't let them charge you for your spot.
Little Miss put on a skirt and cowboy boots and dance on the tables for the kids. It was horrible. Anyway.
Yeah. Anywho, guys, we're over our 1 hour mark.
Yeah.
So we're really happy you guys tuned in because with the game we really weren't sure that we'd even have like 30 people. But some of you guys popped on. So
now people are able to. The Tigner Adventures met Simple Life. Big Adventure. Sorry, I don't remember. Did we take? He had the blue socks on. We take her and add you into our contact. We started doing that because we met so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Everybody's a new person to me, man. Don't ever get old. It all goes away. It all goes away. So you want to get off of here now? Is that what you want to do? You're done talking?
I'm done talking.
Cage.
It's a game.
Cage
wants to go to bed. I swear, if the dog had a watch, he would come over here and do this to Bill.
Yeah, the Tigners are coming here for the eclipse.
Yep. Do you remember?
I think they're still coming.
We don't talk about that place. That's right, Jason.
Yeah.
Key West. Yep.
Getting old is tough, yeah. Well, to kind of finish up my thought with the RV thing is that, you know, you can do it until you can't. You know what I mean? So, and the thing is, like riding a motorcycle, I used to tell people don't ride one day longer than you should. Because when people get to a certain point and they're not able to do what they need to do, that's when they get hurt, you know? And
Tigner says, yes, we are excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are too.
It's nice here too. I mean, it's kind of cold. It's going to snow in the morning.
It's going to be nice when you guys roll through here.
Yeah.
It is. It's funny though, because trees are popping with little buds on them already, getting green.
By April, things will be starting to crank up. It gets really pretty here, and
every day you go out, it's like more and more foliage, and
all the yard art disappears.
You can't see people's yard trash.
It's like, I know there was a house back there somewhere.
Gone now.
Let's see. We did not take a photo. I wish we had. I was with Dean and Shalane.
Oh yeah. That rings a bell.
That rings a bell.
Hey, Martin. My Super Bowl is between the bathroom sink and bathtub.
Yeah.
We're expecting snow here tomorrow night. We're expecting snow too, Karen.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But it's not going to be super. It's not going to be sticky cold. Yeah. I mean, it's 34 degrees.
I mean, it is winter, right?
Yeah. And it's pretty here when it snows. It's not a big deal. Cadillac's under the cover out there, and that's what was nice, man. We got to come home and get our car. It's so fun to drive. We haven't really drove it much, but it's nice to drive.
It's just very comfy.
Yeah. First thing I have to get in there and turn the heated seat on her side.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're sending yours to me. You're expecting it in the morning and me tomorrow night. Yeah, that's how it works. Slowly converting my old SUV so I could go hit the road a tad. How big's the trailer? How heavy is it? Those minivans, you got to be, you know, the problem with minivans.
Well, are you planning on hitting the road in your SUV and not taking the trailer?
The weakness in the SUV is the transmission, usually.
Yeah, but I don't know if she's going to tow the trailer or just plan to stay in her SUV because she's converting it.
Oh.
So, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Your old SUV. So she must have a new SUV.
My old SUV. Correct. My SUV only. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry, tell Wes I
watch Class A living. Make sure your bed's bigger than his. Or big enough for you.
Oh, man. Leaving my camper where it is. Okay. So that'll be your home base, basically.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. We've even talked about maybe getting a smaller RV, but you know, really, this isn't that hard for me to drive. You know, it just has to have more space to park.
Yeah, but we talked about getting a smaller SUV so that we could.
No, RV.
Or RV, so an RUV. So RV. We could travel to see kids.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we don't need that. We got the Cadillac.
Exactly.
We got an air mattress and a sleepy bag. Just throw it out on the Walmart parking lot, sleep in the parking lot, and then put it.
Yeah, we could even go in and like pick up a tent in there, and pitch it out in the parking lot.
Okay. Well, hey guys, it's an hour and 20.
Thank you guys, every one of you.
You guys got us good tonight, didn't you?
I'm thankful that you tuned in.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks for I see you guys have been hitting the like button, so I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. And if anybody here is someone that we met over there, I think Simple Life maybe, huh? And anyone that did meet us over there at Quartzsite, if you would just leave us a note on here saying, hey, I met you over there.
Tyler, I thought we were going to meet you there. Tyler Johnson, I thought.
Where'd he go?
Don't know.
He's
Don't know. Don't know.
Don't know.
Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we hope you have a good week, and happy Valentine's Day.
We'll come back when we can't stay so long.